What's good? This is Ryu, and oh boy do we have a big topic to discuss today. We're going to talk about who would win in a battle between Super Saiyan God Goku from the Battle of Gods arc in Dragon Ball Super anime, and Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta from the Shadow Dragon arc in GT. Please consider dropping a comment, like, sub, and hitting that bell button. I really appreciate it when you do. Now, because these two characters are never directly compared in power, you can go about this one of two ways. The first way is to go off the feats of the two characters to determine which is more impressive, and the second is to scale the two characters with reasonable multipliers based on statements and showings. The issue with the latter is even if the multipliers make sense or are likely, if they're not official, then they're still fan multipliers, which casts doubt on any conclusions that you could come to from them. Thus we'll stick to the official feats and statements and use the first method. Before we move on with the analysis of the feats, there is one explicit statement that we analyzed in my previous video which does allow us to compare Super Saiyan 4 Goku from the Baby arc to Vegito from the Buu arc and confirm that Vegito from Dragon Ball Z was equal or superior to Super Saiyan 4 Baby Saga Goku. Logically, if Vegito is equal to or stronger than Super Saiyan Goku from the Baby arc, then that makes Super Saiyan God Goku from Battle of Gods vastly stronger than Super Saiyan 4 Goku from the Baby arc. We know this because Goku feels that even if he and Vegeta fused, they would not have stood a chance against suppressed Beerus. Of course, their only reference to the power of them fusing was Vegito at the time, so it is reasonable to say that they were referring to a hypothetical Battle of Gods era Vegito. Beyond this though, even the failed God ritual that Goku performs by combining the power of Goten, Trunks, Gohan, and Vegeta with himself is implied to vastly surpass a Battle of Gods Vegito. Gohan states Goku's energy is greater than it has ever been before, with Goku agreeing and thinking he may or may not have achieved a godlike state based on the enormous power boost, as he does not know what being a god feels like at the time. This likely implies that the failed God ritual state alone vastly surpasses a Battle of Gods Vegito. Finally, upon becoming Super Saiyan God, Goku states that it doesn't even feel like his own body, and that the power is beyond his imagination. And in the end credits, he even says there is no way he'll lose this time. So we know for certain that the initial Super Saiyan God state is vastly superior to the false Super Saiyan God, and that the false Super Saiyan God is vastly superior to a Battle of Gods Vegito, who should at least be somewhat superior to Dragon Ball Z Vegito, and that Dragon Ball Z Vegito is equal or superior to Super Saiyan 4 Goku from the Baby arc. This is all factual. Now we could have just made this a Super Saiyan 4 Baby arc Goku versus Super Saiyan God Battle of Gods arc Goku video and ended it here, but that's no fun, and we can easily take it further. Trying to use multipliers requires us to use unofficial numbers, therefore we will instead opt to simply refer to the feats. First off, we can take a look at GT Goku. He himself in base form has shaken hell in GT. Given the fact that hell is infinite based off the universe in Dragon Ball being stated to be infinite, endless, and boundless in Daisenshu, GT and by Koyama himself, such a feat would require infinite 3D power to shake the matter in hell, making it a high universe level feat. This is consistent with scaling above Buuhan, who was going to destroy the entire universe by warping space with his immense power, to the point that the dimensional boundaries between the universe's space-time continuum and other dimensions were destroyed, causing the universe to be destroyed by the outside space. This would be a Universe Plus level feat at least to destroy the universe, including its space-time continuum, in this manner. This is of course stated in the anime and backed up in the Daisenshu, and Vegito outright breaks through Buuhan's barrier that is meant to protect him from the collapse, and encourages Buuhan to aim the same power at him, knowing it's not enough to stop him. So given that enraged Buuhan and suppressed Vegito are Universe Plus level, it stands to reason that Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta would scale above such a feat and be at least Universe Plus level himself. Now we move on to Super Saiyan God Goku. While battling Beerus, even after the shockwaves are no longer present, the narrator explicitly states that Goku and Beerus would destroy the universe itself, and in another instance, it is stated they would annihilate the universe. We even explicitly see the effects of their attacks, reaching both Otherworld and the Kaioshin realm, with the residents of both being petrified, knowing that Goku and Beerus could could end all of the Universe 7 macrocosm at any time. This tells us two things. The first thing is that Goku and Beerus' attacks will cross multiple universe space-time continua to destroy these separate dimensions. The second thing it tells us is that they explicitly will annihilate the universe itself, not just the stuff in it, but the structure itself. This makes sense, given the damage will expand beyond the scope of the regular living universe and its space-time continuum, and into other infinite dimensions, such as Otherworld and the Kaioshin realm. Of course, as we know, Goku only grows in power after this, as well even as a Super Saiyan God in his battle with Beerus, as he was still getting used to his Super Saiyan God powers when this was stated, and he was evolving even further. This means that even if we are conservative, Super Saiyan God Goku performed a low multiversal feat in Battle of Gods by having the power to destroy all of Universe 7 itself, which contains at least 3 infinite-sized space-time continuum, and possibly 4 if you count the Demon Realm. There are also legitimate arguments that can be made for Otherworld being a higher dimensional structure, which would make Battle of Gods Goku feat even more impressive than it already is. Now, as I mentioned before in my Vegeta vs. Thor video, in reality, the Universe 7 macrocosm is actually an at least 6th-dimensional structure. Therefore, this would make Goku's feat even more impressive for destroying the macrocosm. However, that wouldn't change the outcome of this battle anyway. One feat worth mentioning is Omega Shenron's minus power energy ball. Some people like to claim that it would destroy the Universe 7 macrocosm, since it was stated that the effects of his negative energy would eventually reach the Kaioshin realm. The issue with this is that equating the negative energy ball to the long-term effects of the negative energy is questionable in the first place, and the negative energy is explicitly said to decay and spoil the Earth if Omega Shenron isn't beaten. It hasn't even spread past one planet during that battle. Only after a time it will corrode nearby worlds until the galaxy eventually spoils and is lost, and at some point it would even reach the Kaioshin realm. So clearly this is not instant, it is a domino effect of planet after planet rotting from the energy, so this is more of a chain reaction and overtime feat. And also it is explicitly targeting planets or other celestial objects, so it's not a one-shot, and it doesn't scale to his AP, and it never even mentions destroying any sort of space or time. Worth mentioning further is that after 10 minutes, Gogeta diffuses and would instantly become vastly weaker, while Super Saiyan God Goku only absorbs his Super Saiyan God power into his base form and improves upon it, becoming even stronger. This is a very real possibility, given Gogeta failed to finish off Omega Shenron before diffusing. So clearly, if the battle drags on for more than 10 minutes, Super Saiyan God Goku is at a massive advantage. Now, as far as speed is concerned, we all know of the infamous Baby Vegeta Revenge Death Ball, where the shockwaves from the attack impact Capito Kai while he's teleporting away. This can of course be argued as an infinite speed feat, or what some people specify as inaccessible speed. This essentially is the ability to move with no time passing. You do get into a gray area though with the fact that Daisenchu and the Metacooler movie show and talk about a space that's used for instant transmission, so a place where time flows differently. This is not ever stated in the original anime or manga though, so it's questionable to apply this even to GT, but it could muddy the water given the Death Ball would be hitting Capito Kai while he was in such a space. However, this is essentially rendered irrelevant anyway, because in both the Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Kai anime, Kid Buu performs an even more blatant version of this feat. While Kid Buu's attack is destroying the Earth, Goku and Vegeta briefly outpace it and are teleported away by Capito Kai right before they are engulfed in the explosion. The impressive thing happens after this though, because Earth is completely destroyed after Capito Kai disappears, but before he reappears in the Kaioshin realm. Since instantaneous movement is stated to be, well, instant, this means Kid Buu's attack engulfed the Earth without any time passing. Furthermore, Kid Buu scales to the speed of his own attack like any DBZ character, and Goku and Vegeta literally kept up with the explosion while flying away from it for a brief period. This makes even Super Saiyan Goku and Vegeta in the Buu saga have infinite and inaccessible speed. Of course, Dragon Ball GT scales to Z, and whether you want to scale Z and or Kai to the Super anime, it would scale to Super as well. You could argue this appears to be the case even in the manga as well, since we see Earth destroyed before the panels where Goku and company appear in the Kaioshin realm, with some lines around them and an implication that they just materialized. However, the anime shows us it in more detail, without gaps, so we can explicitly see they don't materialize until after Earth is gone. Furthermore, we have some classic infinite speed feats from Dragon Ball Z, which would scale to both GT and the Super Anime, such as Kid Buu being able to bust the Grand Kai's planet with his attack, which is depicted as a good portion the size of Heaven, which is the size of the universe, which again, as I covered earlier, is infinite in size. You could even argue Buu's ability to destroy an infinite universe would require infinite speed as well if done in a finite time. We also have Goku and Pikkon cross from Grand Kai's planet past Heaven and down to Hell, which is again an infinite distance in a short time frame to stop Cell and Frieza's rampage. Now I do know it's been brought up that Goku and Pikkon might have taken a plane, which we see earlier that King Kai and him rode to get to Grand Kai's planet. However, I find this unlikely and inconsistent with the narrative. First off, all we see is Goku and Pikkon fly off Grand Kai's planet, then it cuts to them flying toward their destination and briefly discussing Cell and Frieza, then it cuts to them in Hell. It's never stated or shown that they used such a plane, so it's implied they flew themselves to Hell. Furthermore, it would make no sense, narratively speaking, for them to land at the plane station, wait for an airplane bus to ride, wait on said airplane, get off, and then fly from Yemma's to Hell. It was an emergency situation and they needed to get there quick. If they had to wait that long, Goku would simply have used instant transmission to get there right away. The only way the scene makes sense is if they flew there like is implied in a very short time frame. This is also consistent with the other infinite speed feats, which adds more credence to it. Finally, from early in Dragon Ball Super, we have Super Saiyan God Goku and Beerus attacks being able to cross and destroy multiple infinite space-times in their battle, which is very impressive as well. As far as skill and experience is concerned, Gogeta takes the edge here by a large margin. He has the combined skill and experience of both Goku and Vegeta, who complement each other's styles well, and who have a combined experience of about 114 years between themselves, give or take a few years for the time chamber shenanigans. In contrast, while Battle of Gods Goku is extremely experienced himself, he has about 44 years of experience, give or take a few for the time chamber. This means that Gogeta has more than double the experience, as well as a more varied and refined fighting style from his two parts, so skill-wise Gogeta takes it. So by looking at their respective feats and scaling, even conservatively Super Saiyan God Goku from Battle of Gods stands with low multiversal power, which completely outstrips Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta from the Shadow Dragon saga, who stands with at least Universe Plus level power by scaling up from Enraged Wuhan and Suppressed Vegito. And if we're being realistic, Super Saiyan God Goku actually scales more like at least 6-dimensional, making the gap in power that much more vast. Given that Super Saiyan God Goku from Battle of Gods is vastly superior to Super Saiyan 4 Goku from Baby Saga many times over through lore, and has superior feats to Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta from the Shadow Dragon saga, the likely victor would be Super Saiyan God Goku from Battle of Gods. Thanks for tuning in, and let me know what you guys think in the comments section below.